The Maze Runner is a story set in the future where all these teenagers are suddenly ripped from their lives and thrown into an experiment where they literally live inside of a maze. And all these strange things start happening to them. And outside in the corridors of the maze, there's these hideous creatures called grievers. Thomas is thrust into this situation with his memory wiped. And Maze Runner is the story about how he discovers the maze, what's behind the maze, and how to escape the maze. The Maze Runner, while at its heart is mainly an adventure story, I think it's also about hope and about what the human spirit really is like. Chuck is just a kid who's trying to fit in. He wants to belong, and he just attaches to Thomas for some reason. Newt is, to me, the guy who's keeping it all together for everybody. Albie is the leader of the Gladers, but he is an interesting character that I really wanted to have layers to him. Gally, I wanted to set him up as a major rival to Thomas, but I also wanted readers to actually feel empathy for him, and by the end of the story say, yeah, I can maybe understand why he's so screwed up, but at the same time just hate his guts. When Thomas arrives, things start to change. For one thing, Teresa comes pretty shortly after, the first girl ever to show up. And some of the rules start changing. Some of the things in the maze start changing. And so naturally, the Gladers think it's related to Thomas and his arrival and to Teresa. To see this, a story that I created being turned into a major film is just, it's surreal and exciting, and it's truly impossible for me to put into words how awesome this is. Wes Ball, the director, I seriously cannot think of anyone better to do this. I think that at its essence, The Maze Runner is about hope, because the Gladers, despite ridiculous odds and circumstances, they never give up, and I really do think that is what the human spirit is. Even though, a lot of the meat of the story in The Maze Runner are, the characters themselves and their interactions and the things they say to each other. There's also just the massively huge visual components of this story.